Hey Cappies, welcome to Eight of Cups Tarot. I am doing your reading for February 2020. So right off the bat, Capricorn, let's start talking about your personal power. I feel like Capricorn is the backbone and the strength that a lot of people have been relying on through these eclipses, and this conjunction which happened in your first house, really you've been working with that energy for a long time, whereas the rest of the collective sort of got hit with it. So you've had time to adjust. You were in the best position. You were out of the gates. And you were ready because Pluto has been really softening and molding you into the next phase. But right now, what you have going on is Mars, Jupiter, and Pluto in your first house. So that talks to me of magnetism and discovering the kind of power that you have, and it's a power that you have over other people right now. And there may be some Capricorns that are not quite understanding people's reactions to them, but some of you may actually come off as intimidating in a way. But there's a lot of power behind who you are and what you stand for, and it's a time to embrace that and a time to use it wisely, okay? Because as well, you have the Sun and Mercury now, although it won't be there long, but they're moving through your second house and they're shining light on your value, further giving you manifestation and attraction power. But with this, the Sun, it helps you to attract people that are ready to make the next moves, ready to grow with you. You're connecting now with a new set of people and a new vibration that you've been working towards. And on top of that, you're going to have Venus in Aries moving through your fourth house. So I see a lot of really going after your passions, what feels good to you. I think Capricorns may be giving themselves a break with the big picture, the goal setting, the what's the next thing we want to conquer. There's something about Capricorn now that's settled in to the unknowing part of what we've been through, right? There was a little bit of uncertainty and unknowing, and I think part of that really shook that Capricorn inside, that cardinal energy. You know, when everything falls apart, we begin to realize it's an opportunity to recreate. And then we come to Uranus, still in your fifth house, which is kind of revolutionizing how you create or what you want to create or how you love things. These are big transformative energies in the places in your chart and in your soul that creates a transformation that you just quite simply can't come back from. You're here. You're here where you need to be. And I'll get to Mercury in a second. I'm so sorry. You're here where you need to be. And I think Capricorn is learning how to live in the present. That being said, we also have a Mercury going retrograde in your third house of communication, of others, of your neighborhood. This is going to bring up some of those conversations. And Pisces, this is sort of the Capricorn's undoing, okay? And we're relearning how to communicate with others, going through these transformations, finding our personal power, standing up for what we believe in, letting go of the things we no longer want to carry, the ability to recognize when it's time to move on in your life and to grow and to expand. Jupiter is always going to make you want to expand. But the Pisces area in your chart is where you can undo the progress. And right now that is in situations regarding the communication you have with others and maybe the not understanding how to truly connect. So looking at your cards, and you'll see why I'm explaining this, Capricorn. First card out, Two of Cups. So right away, you seem to have your attention turned to a relationship or a partnership or a contract. Or this could also represent being extremely focused on your balance. Like I said, we're working through energy, which can be a little bit tricky because we have all of this power to attract what we want. But are we really clear on the things that we want or why we want them? Coming out of the eclipse season where you sort of stepped out of the idea that you have so much free will, right? The eclipse time is a time of divine intervention when life kind of gets turned upside down for you. Things clear out, we make space, and now the new steps in. But these are things that you have manifested in the past that are starting to come to fruition. Jupiter and Mars in your first, starting to really bring you the things that you've decided you've wanted in the past 18 months. Crossing this connection is the King of Wands. This is where Pluto comes in. Like I said, we have Pluto finishing up and starting to bear the gifts that it's brought to you as well. Now, Saturn is still going through your first house, also finishing up that phase, getting ready to tighten up your boundaries in your second house of self-worth and values and what you own. But right now, these planets are at the very end points, the end deacons of Capricorn, so you are getting the gifts for the hard work. They're finishing up their journey. There could be some karmic testing, especially when Jupiter is involved. You could feel as though the universe is testing your commitment, testing your priorities, when really it's just testing if you still want the things that you wanted in the past 18-month process, or in the past Saturn cycle, or the past Saturn-Pluto cycle, 20 years, 40 years. We are in the recreating of ourselves, and so when the universe starts to hand us the things that we have manifested, but our vibration has ascended at such a rapid rate as it did through that conjunction, we may be a little scared of the new terrain that we were really looking forward to. Why do I say that? Because what you're afraid of is the Ten of Pentacles. Let's go back and talk about Uranus in your fifth. Where Uranus is where you seek freedom. And it's just starting to go through that. It's just the beginning phases, what is shaking you up. in your fifth house of romance, of dating, of, your creativity, your recreation, things that bring you passion, where you could kind of light up a room. These are fifth house matters. And when you have an opportunity, and you'll see why when I tell you the next couple of cards that came out, but this Ten of Pentacles, this stability, the having it all, the not wanting, not having lack, it's an ultimate abundance and reliability that a Capricorn has wanted their entire life. It's where you lay down that Ten of Wands and you step into this freer place where you are free to do the things that you want, to be the person you want to be, and to have that kind of freedom. But Uranus is changing your passions, and it's changing the things that you expect to enjoy in your life. And so I think you're really afraid that this commitment is truly occurring. And it could be, as you're crowned with the Two of Swords. So Capricorn is at a crossroads, because they're being pulled to follow a passion, to follow what feels good. It may be seen as a little bit irresponsible or out of character. But I don't think that Capricorn has much choice in the matter at hand. You see, because there is a level of divine timing at play here. The Hierophant. So it is almost like these spiritual lessons that you have to go through in a form of, a commitment. The setting of the priorities for the next direction in your life. And the Hierophant can feel like a heavy commitment, and especially when he shows up next to the Emperor. So Capricorn, you're getting used to having this really captivating magnetism, quickly being able to manifest things into reality, things that you want. They're coming at a rapid rate. And so now that means there's no excuses, right? Now it's go time, and there's no excuses, and you are being handed the things that you said you needed in order to get to the next phase. So now you have to move. Now you have to make the decision. Decision being, I see this connection playing out. Whoever this person is, I have a Knight of Cups. So this is a really beautiful night because there's emotion behind this. And there's emotion as well as intention. And there's a level of patience and the allowance to let yourself grow. To take a solid step at a time. And this reminds me also of the Temperance card. The cup that's being swished back and forth. So this person has already weighed the options. He's intensely investigated the situation, and also showing up is the Hermit. So we have a card of Virgo, Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. But this could also represent someone in your life maybe that you're connecting to who may be a little bit younger than you, may come off as a little bit of a wild card in a way, someone who's willing to really let out or release their emotions and their feelings towards you, but there's strength behind what they're offering. It comes from a place where they've really gone within. They've taken a long time to come to the decision to come towards you. Okay, so I don't see this as someone who is certainly unstable in any way, Capricorn. It's just coming up on this pressure for you to have to make this decision. You're at a crossroads. And the energy, the overall energy, bottom of the deck, King of Swords. So I think Capricorn is preparing themselves to make maybe a head over heart decision. But when you're harnessing that King of Swords energy, this is somebody who's mastered their thoughts, okay? Again, as we're going through that Capricorn energy, that mastery, that control that you've just recently gained over yourself. This king weighs all of the options. He does not make quick decisions regarding emotions or thoughts. He is not afraid of his thoughts, and he's not allowing them, his fears, to overcome him in any way. So there's a strength here as well, and there's a bravery in being able to talk about it and to communicate. As I said, that Mercury retrograde going along with Neptune at a very critical halfway point degree in Pisces, that communication, when avoided, can be the undoing of all of the work that you've put in, of all of your power and your determination for the situation. If you don't use your voice, if you don't speak your truth, if you are not willing to be vulnerable and connect and go after, instead of being afraid of, to go after that Ten of Pentacles without the old habit of negative thoughts or it's too good to be true type scenario, because I don't see that it is. The only thing in this entire spread that's telling me that it may be too good to be true is these swords right here. It's a figment of your imagination. But I think you're starting to realize that. I think Capricorn is starting to realize where the ego does serve you and where it doesn't. So let's pull a couple clarifiers. If this isn't a connection with another person, Capricorn, it's some kind of a long-term contract or opportunity. It could be a move. It could be a change of careers. But it's something that's quite substantial, and it has a lot of potential to fulfill a lot of the things that you have been wanting to fulfill. Okay. Clarifying that Two of Swords at Crossroads is the Three of Swords. So, okay, we're moving. There's progress. We're going from a Two of Swords to the Three of Swords. I think that's Capricorn acknowledging the fact that at some point you have to relinquish control. Yes, somebody can come into your life and they could fulfill your dreams and be your be-all, end-all. But at some point they may want to go, and Capricorn has to be okay with that. You have to be okay with the possibility of breaking your heart if you want to be loved. And that is a crossroads, because Capricorn has been through so much. And although they want the bigger, the better, they want to succeed and have all of the wonderful things, there's a starting over. There is a process to it. And in some ways, grieving the old life, grieving the old possibilities. Clarify this Ten of Pentacles. I forget the quote, but it's something like, I've never met anybody that has radically changed their life that didn't come to the conclusion that they were sick of putting up with their own bullshit, right? Yeah. Okay, so first card to clarify. I want to pull one or two more cards there. Capricorn is having a tough time. Again, that Venus in your 4th house. Yeah. Okay, so that's interesting. Capricorn, you're deeply afraid of the beginning. I sense there is a fear of rejection here. There is a fear of rejection. There is a fear of change. There is, you know, in order to obtain this, we have to start here. And so this means being vulnerable. It means being able to talk, you know, from a place of your inner child, to reveal the places that have been hurt and the things that you have overcome. And then it's also the fear of sharing, of do you have enough to give? Do you have enough time to share? Is this something that's going to actually fit into your new life? Yeah. And it's a fear of really being looked at, to really being seen for who you are. Again, more of that vulnerability coming up for me, of in order to have a love or a connection or a job or an opportunity that really fulfills you, it has to come from a place that really sees you for who you are and sees your value. You know, at the end of the day, when you're exhausted and tired, you know, you still have value. You're still bringing that value, and someone that adores you for that, that simplest, most innocent level, you know? I think that That's a lot of your fears at this time, that in order to get that, but I feel like you're going to overcome it. I feel like you're going to have the energy and the drive and the push to overcome these fears, and to allow it to just be another lesson, another spiritual lesson. You know, it doesn't have to be so serious. Again, I see Capricorn taking a step back from the outcome frame of mind, being so reliant on the knowing, on the facts, the careful footing, the careful steps. There's a little bit of needing to be somewhat reckless, following your intuition, going for what feels right, connecting emotionally, connecting with passion, with fire. Your fears are all the pentacles, okay? The pentacles, the reliability, the stability, the commitment, the promises. And those are your fears, because I feel like Capricorn just wants to see and feel what's going to happen and live in the present and not need to know all of those answers. Get some cards on this Hierophant. So this situation, this Hierophant, this opportunity, this divine timing, this opportunity for a commitment that I'm seeing here. There's a lot of confusion behind it. Seven of Cups, Ace of Wands. It's there's a mystery to it. And I think that you're attracted to that, Capricorn. I think you like, again, it's more of that not knowing. And the Ace of Wands, like, leading from just this place of, oh, that's so Pluto in the first, right? That's so the end of Pluto with Jupiter, Mars in there. It's just that passion, that primal passion that you're going to make your decisions with. Even if you don't know, it's like the feeling it out. Let me see if I can get some cards on this Emperor. I feel like it's you, Cap. It is. It's the card of Capricorn. Okay, well, that's clear. Yeah. Oh my God, this is beautiful. Okay, so bottom of the deck, Taurus. You may be dealing with a Taurus in this connection. Okay, but so I said the Emperor. I feel like this is a power that you're taking on over the situation, the decision you're making, what's coming from this crossroads that you're at is, again, clearing up the confusion around the fear of a commitment or the fear of an opportunity, and just making your decision based on your inner passion, your inner drive. what your body is telling you to do. I see a lot of the solar plexus strengthened, especially when the strength card is involved here. But when I asked to clarify this Emperor, this power that you have, and you have to remember that the Emperor is all four of the kings. So it is the person that has mastered the emotions. It's the person that's mastered the passion. It's mastered their thoughts, and it's mastered what they have in physical reality. So it's kind of the guru, the what you want to be, the strength within yourself. You don't need anyone else, but you know the value of having somebody there, of the what a connection can truly bring you. And so I said I think that that's your energy, and then the Capricorn card came out. So it absolutely is. And this is a card of holding on, but I don't see it in a bad way, Capricorn, because it came out with the World. So I think at the end of the day, you will be relying on that inner strength within you, all of the lessons that you've learned so far, all of the self-mastery that you've gone through in the past couple of years, and you're turning it into a very solid opportunity that will work for you. It will break down the boundaries, but it will also make you feel safe. It will be okay. You see, I talked a lot about that vulnerability, and this woman here is naked. She is vulnerable. She is in her true essence and her authenticity. There's no shame. There's no fear. There's no guilt holding you back. There's no thoughts, self-doubts. You know, this is just, quite frankly, being who you are and being proud of it. Standing really firm in your truth and what you want for your life. And the Queen of Pentacles is someone who knows the value of herself. She knows what to invest in and what's best for her and for her family, and how she is being affected, and how what she needs in order to manifest and, you know, support the people that she loves, because that's what the Queen of Pentacles does. It truly believes in something or someone, and it truly believes in themselves as well. And it's able to see the true value and worth in themselves, and so then they can see that in others. And they only want to connect with the people that have that. And although I think in this connection, you may have not seen the full story. You may have not peeled all of the layers back yet to understand it. There may be more karmic lessons here. I don't see you letting go of it, but I also don't see Capricorn sacrificing themselves for anyone right now. It is truly all about what makes you feel alive, what makes you feel passion again. So let's pull that table a little bit. I'll pull an astrology card for you, Capricorn. You have certainly been through it. Well, okay, so there you go. Okay, so like I said, that Two of Swords at a crossroads, and having to go within, put the blindfold on. You're not listening to anyone's words. You're not asking for people's advice. You're not playing the negative thought patterns over and over and all of the things that could possibly go wrong, because in this particular situation, again, North Node is still in your 7th house, and you're feeling this out in Cancer. You got the water element, sensing. You know now that any decision that you make has to come from a place of feeling and knowing in yourself. And there's a trusting in yourself too. So a lot of this is pulling you into a place that maybe didn't look the way that you thought it was going to look. Maybe it didn't play out in the fairy tale situation that Capricorn had wanted it to play out, because Pluto will play with your control like that. But at the end of the day, Pluto won't let you bind to something that doesn't truly belong to you. Be that wealth, connection, or anything. That's pretty powerful. Let's get an animal spirit card for you. You guys are going to feel a lot of relief. I mean, I think you're feeling it now. And my God, with just 1 or 2 of those planets coming out of there, has to really feel like a relief. But I think that by the end of March, April, May, June, although we will have Venus go retrograde and then Mars go retrograde, but Saturn is taking a break on you. Okay, gave you 2. That's so funny. Saturn's going to be taking a little break on you and stepping. Well, it doesn't really take a break because it moves into your 2nd house again, values, money, self-worth. There could be some real career changes going on as Saturn makes the next 2-year cycle in your 2nd house. There could be some real radical changes that occur there too. So we're just starting to unfold the transformation that Capricorn's going through. You have Pluto there until 2024, I believe. So as hard as it's been, and it's getting easier because it will start bringing the gifts, it will start bringing the connections now. When it first starts, or when you're at a square point in your chart, it's just taking away, or it's igniting power struggles. But those power struggles lead us to get to know our inner strength and what our true power is. So they're valuable lessons, and now you have a chance to use them. All right, well, they definitely wanted you to have 2. Tarantula. At a crossroad, claiming life's purpose. Can't make this stuff up. The tarantula represents a moment when a great decision must be made. It involves prioritizing your life's deeper purpose or dharma. A habit or routine from the past is sidetracking you from your dream, yet a voice inside keeps begging you to refocus your attention. In order to find true happiness, you must choose dharma. Until you do, satisfaction will be fleeting. The tarantula hovers, patient and calm, like an old friend that knows your inner soul. It already knows you'll choose wisely. When in balance, you follow your intuition. When out of balance, you hesitate and over-intellectualize. And to bring into balance, daily journaling. Free writing is fantastic if you just let the pen flow and write the words without thinking of them. You could really start to communicate with your higher being or your inner being in a way you never have before. And it's a great exercise to do even right now as we're dealing with all this Venus and Neptune energy. as Venus continues for a couple more weeks, I think maybe another week, week and a half, we still have Venus in Pisces. That's a really good time, especially in your third house of communication, right? Okay, and the second card was the Sea Serpent. This is an ethereal card. Healing emotional wounds and expressing desires. There's your vulnerability. The sea serpent represents the energy of expression, whether it's emotions, creativity, sensuality, or desire. The sea serpent helps us move and direct our energy into a healthy current. When the essence of this card is in balance, we express ourselves creatively and sexually without fear or shame. We know what we desire most. Our hearts are at ease and our relationships are meaningful and enduring. We loosen the grip of self-judgment and we let the cool waters of forgiveness in to heal our wounds. When the energy of the sea serpent is not yet activated, our emotions and creativity are left in the muddy waters. The current of expression stagnates in some areas of our lives, and in other places it floods. It's important to remember, no matter what the waters of our emotional lives look like, the sea serpent leaves us just the same. Like a mother, she wraps herself around us in a gesture of protection. She supports us as we learn to express our true natures. Well, that's just damn gorgeous, right? Capricorn, I think you're at the beginning of a major personal revolution. I think that the planets are giving you full permission to recreate from a really clean slate, from a brand new place, from all the things you never dared to believe before, and they're very possible now, and this energy is potent. And so you cannot go make decisions from a place of, the mind or the willpower or the ego. It has to really come from within, and it has to really fill you with like an unbridled passion. Whereas if, even though you have a decision, there's really no decision to make. You know what you need and what you want, right? And you have to go to it now. You have to be brave enough to go towards that. Really powerful reading, Capricorn, and I'm really excited for you guys because I know really big things are coming. I will be talking to you soon, around mid-month, for your next love reading, and until then, I wish you all of the best, and I can't wait to see what comes up next month. Bye.